Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcasting, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair!
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, 'cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Wake up, wake up. Rise and grind, morning show.
Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show. Cut my mic up, cut my mic on, cut it
We can
up.
hear you.
Exactly. Why you can't hear yourself?
Or cut my earphones up, please. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, y'all. And when you get done, Shannon, can you please put an @ symbol under my name? Thank you very much. Thank you, sweetheart. Welcome to the
Do
Rise
I
and
get
Grind
an
Morning
@ symbol
Show. Shut
too?
up. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show.
She don't even know my @
No, don't worry about it. Yeah, text it to her. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show.
My cash
If
out?
I get interrupted one more motherfucking time,
Wake up, wake up.
wake your ass up. Hey, y'all, we here. And the ignorant one, the rude one, the beautiful one, she goes by the name of the wet one. Her name resembles Matt's water. They call her Super Soaker. They call her the Cream Meister.
Cream monster.
Like y'all here.
Why do you play so much?
Well, I have been having issues with my bladder and everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm technically wet or peeing on myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to say that out loud, or you gonna diagnose it?
No, I mean,
you look like you're like, So
y'all
if you smell a little pee, it's me.
Okay.
Damn.
That's what's up. Not
Great
squirt?
introduction, huh?
Not squirt?
Oh, not squirt.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long time.
Hey y'all, and that young man voice that you're hearing is none other than the call-in. The call-in of all call-ins. Mr. Dorian is in the building.
Mr. Dorian, it's so nice to meet you in person.
Yes.
My phone just gave up, stopped working. Like, Dorian's here. I don't want to work.
I told you. I've been knocking internets out. You didn't.
Is that what you call her?
Maybe.
Internet.
Internet.
Okay, that's a good one.
Somebody take her symbols away.
Somebody stop
I got symbols.
Anybody.
It is hot in here.
It is. So I just gotta ask anybody, how y'all feel? Are y'all hearing about what's going on with Deion Sanders and his son?
I seen something about that this morning. Actually, it was the first image that I seen this morning when I tuned into Facebook News. And the person who posted the story commented on how dark and how upset they made the image of this young man look.
Yes.
And without even reading what the article was, I ended up reading the article, but they were pointing attention to whenever we want to see a black man in a negative light, they literally give him a negative light.
Yeah.
And when I guess it's a TV show, he's on the show with his dad or whatever, or he do a podcast, he's an athlete and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about like how he's always happy, how he's always smiling, like they don't even know how they caught that picture of him looking so kind of demonic.
Yeah.
You know, the shadowing was dark and everything, you know.
Somebody probably made it up too.
AI could have make him sad because we can't find a picture of him being sad, and boom.
So there was a picture of him looking demonic.
Not so much. I'm used
dark.
Just dark.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, probably was just the lighting.
Yeah.
No, but it was shadowing. And the person is that means
yes, every time.
Not every time. I ain't
so
like how hardly ever is it me.
Okay.
Like no.
I knew to turn my volume down.
You should have. You call in enough. You watch the show.
I love this real bad. But this is a podcast at Family Reunion.
And Dorian, we appreciate you calling in.
We do, because nobody else called in. Like, we don't know who's going to call in today. You here.
No, for real. What we gonna do?
What we gonna do, guys?
So, but seriously, if let me see if I can pull up the picture. It was just the shadowing and everything that made him look dark.
Yeah, they doing that. I think they doing everything to shine the negative on that man with his with a man who raised his two sons, and they became as their father was. So I think,
maybe he's just not that good.
No, they're excellent players. They're not? I mean, tell me. Maybe they're not.
Listen, if you know anything about football, if you are not just a casual observer of just other than just watching an occasional game on a Sunday, no, that's not bad. You would know that he is not a top first round quarterback. He's just not, talent-wise. And then the fact that he's only played for his father his entire career, which means it wasn't even a humbling thing. You know, you got to look at teams at the fact that, okay, you're signing up for a job. There's only 32 of these positions. You know, it's like a specialized thing. And you have to interview because you don't have your own league. You could stay at college and continue to make money until you just age out. You got 6-year quarterbacks that actually get paid. Okay. Now, with that being said, you want to come over here to the Shield. Now, your talent isn't as what, you know, we've seen your tape. We know your flaws. You have flaws. You play within your system that your father. And by the way, everyone's saying, well, they're attacking Deion. Deion is well loved in the NFL to the point where, he could literally take someone's GM job, someone's coaching job. It's his respect level, and he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. So let's not get that twisted. Wow. Like, as if this has nothing to do with race.
No, I don't think it's. I mean, most the athletes are black, so if it was a white boy, it would have been racial.
And then there's that whataboutism. First of all, if Manziel, if whoever drafted him would have did it over, they wouldn't have drafted him. And if you notice, who drafted him? The same team that keep drafting these terrible quarterbacks who can't. First of all, the ownership in Cleveland is terrible.
Before you go there, you know, I'm just watching you eat. explain to the audience exactly what we were supposed to hear about Deion's son.
Well, no, I was just talking about the whole thing by them just saying that Shadar is not who we think he is, and like they brought up the fact he only been under Deion's guidance, right? However, there were some coaches one coach from the Broncos, and even a coach from the Raiders that came out and said he's going to be immaculate once he get in the league under the coaching that the NFL has to offer,
right?
Because he's going to be exposed more. What they said what his father did strategically and was smart was keep him from not getting hurt,
right?
And he did, because Deion, him and Travis, I mean,
taking the sacks,
right? I mean,
not taking the sacks was smart.
Right.
Everyone looking at that like, well, that's a bad thing. This is why I'm saying working under his dad can be a detriment in the sense of we don't know if you can take a hit or do you have the body structure. And he's about to get a lesson. He's got to audition for a job, and I think he's humble.
But
it's not even a big thing.
Was the removing of him from the draft successful, or they just said they should have took him out?
They didn't remove him.
Okay.
He was drafted 5th round because you were really about a 5th round quarterback.
But his other son, Shiloh didn't make the draft, but he went to pros though.
Yep.
He went to Tampa Bay, but I think that by them going through that, it's a setup to build up for Prime to go to Dallas Cowboys next season, and for them to draft them to the Cowboys, and so it's going to be it's a whole thing about business now too,
and trade him because by him playing just for third string, it's not costing. Cleveland got 5 quarterbacks. They still own the hook for Deshaun Watson, the freak. You know, Mr. Captain Jackoff.
Where you at? And what's his number?
I don't know. Look, it's probably public notice in Cleveland. They probably
the freak.
What happened to him? What, he got caught jacking off in public?
No, he got caught up in Houston. Now, talking about a blackball situation, the owner down there wanted to get rid of him because they didn't want to pay him, and they knew that he had a
problem.
He had a little thing where he liked to go to get happy endings after massages.
I wish they offered that here. So Mika Cooper said good morning. Don said God morning. Calvin said morning, folks. We have Brittany Chanel. Hey BC. Hey, Yamina said great morning.
LeBron, he's not that good.
You're not gonna allow me to read the comment? Like, you're just gonna jump on Brittany's head? And she said we know that, but it's no different than LeBron and his son and what they are doing.
Yeah, well, it is a difference. I'm gonna say why it's a difference because Bronny wasn't ready.
No,
they know he wasn't ready. That was a forced move, and LeBron himself understood like, damn, he's not ready. And the boy just had a fucking heart attack last year.
Did Carmelo Anthony's son is he playing?
I don't know.
I seen a clip of Lala praising him on the basketball floor. I didn't really know what it was about.
I think they gave him college or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I have a question with that though. When it comes to legacy building and in business, period, right? Mm-hmm. If I am the greatest of all time at what I do, like I'm a photographer, I'm a podcaster, you know, I bring my son with me. Mm-hmm. Like if people want to hire me at some point in time and he's 18, 19 years old and I'm unable to make the job, then I'm going to send my son their way. You know what I mean? Right. I'm going to have him take the pictures, but support him on the background by the editing or whatever I need to do. But it's still going to be under Lake B because that's what people hired for. Mm-hmm. What's any different between that and athletes? I mean, this is Deion Sanders. It's not like they need the money. Well, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Go first, Miles.
Well, he told me to go first. Well, the difference is this. Well, a legacy has to be fulfilled if that's the case. Meaning his sons has to live up to the expectations that he lived up to in the beginning as a rookie. Deion was dope as hell as a rookie. They have the talent, right? But like he said, like even Kobe had to sit out for a year to get that bulk up to be able to get knocked around with the big boys. And I think what Dorian was saying in the beginning was Shador is a hell of an athlete, he don't have the bulkiness yet as a quarterback. His legs, I seen that boy's legs run. I said, yeah, he need to chill. They need to get him a year just training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love this comment from Brittany. He said, let black men do what white men been doing for years. We know they not as good as they dad. We know that. We also know our bosses ain't as good as they dad was when he turned over the company to them.
In certain cases, Archie Manning was not as good as his sons.
I mean, that can be true.
Archie Manning was terrible.
But my question to that, did Archie pave the way for was that Peyton and Eli to play? Like he was able to get his sons.
Well, listen. Originally, what you just said earlier, how you take your son and you're apprenticing him, you're incorporating him into your business. Mm-hmm. You look brilliant. I try to encourage all parents to at least start something on the side. It don't have to be your main thing, how you make your money, but get your child some vocation early. Mm-hmm. Early, like you say, he's 19. Heck, it could be a point where, like you said, you can't go. The business is growing, and let me go over here and make this money, and I done taught you and showed you how to go over here and get this money. Mm-hmm. And so that's different than what we're talking about. It really is nepotism.
When you do with sports.
I don't think it's different.
It's
still,
listen. It's physical.
It's physical.
It's no different. What's the difference between that and my son King not ever being on stage, but Willow Smith and Remy Carter can get up there at 8 years old with their parents? You know what I'm saying? Because the path has already been proved. There's a lot of boys that's going to be better than Deion Sanders' sons that we would never see, that would never make it, because they're not the sons of Deion Sanders.
But the difference is between like your situation or the average person, right? When they're looking out, no matter if you're corporate, you can't get your kid a job. Listen, how you got to where you had to audition for a job, right? Now, in your situation, in some people's situation that are entrepreneurs who are providing, like I say, vocation and internship with their children, it's still nepotism because you can hire somebody to do that. But key word, it's your business. Yeah. So you're in control of how this goes. You understand? Whereas Deion ain't an owner of this small cartel that we faithfully watch a blood sport every Sunday in the fall.
We like it.
We like it, but it's their business.
And so when you have an attitude today.
I don't have an attitude. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't have an attitude at all. I'm cool. Lake versus everybody. You can't see that?
It's the red lipstick.
I know it's always red, baby.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm just saying that I just 100% agree with BC. You know what I'm saying? We got to give grace to the ability.
You got a new name, BC. What's up, BC?
That's before Christ. Hallelujah. I'm sorry. She is like, I don't like her no more. Blasphemy. No, but seriously, it's I think we should have the opportunity to do so. And then if you my homeboy, right? You say you own your own business. Mm-hmm. You got a company of your own, right? Mm-hmm. You the owner. If I'm like, hey, my son can drive, you like, hey, he can drive for me. Yeah. That's all the owners doing with Deion. Like, shit, my son play football. We like you, Deion. Your son can play.
Well, he got a job.
Yeah.
PD got a job. He good. He's in the league. Now, how long he stay, that's up to him.
Which one?
Shador.
I think he's gonna be in there. I think they're gonna really condition him for one. Like I told anybody, I think they just put them two in position to get picked up by the Cowboys.
I think the whole Jerry thing, and they got to work out the whole Dak Prescott thing down there. It's time consuming, but I think Miles is more close to the truth of what's really about to happen, which is Dallas will be making Deion the coach, and Deion's going to take his third string quarterback son with him.
Well, I suggest everybody keep eating their vegetables and exercising, and we'll see how this play out in the next 3 years. I mean, like, seriously, they, like you said, like, literally,
it's not going to be 3.
They are fighting for these kids to put their life on the line for this blood sport. And like Calvin said, the owner's been putting their kids in the game. They've been bringing them in early. You know what I mean? The owners of the team to sit there and still play chess with these boys' lives. Like, what... I'm not saying what's the big deal, you know what I mean? Yeah. But at any given time, one of their spinal cords can be broken or legs can be broken, have a heart attack at 18, 19 years old.
I've never been an advocate of playing in those particular sports anyway, because I think I've called this show several times, and I've had it on my own show where I'm like, look, black folks need to stop getting exploited.
Absolutely.
In that particular sport. Yeah. If you had to have a child that like, Dad, I gotta, boy, let's go out here on this baseball field. Ooh, I'm gonna throw some fastballs.
Make more money.
Make more money. Longevity. Guaranteed.
Shit, retired. How old was Cal Ripken Sr. when he retired?
Like 47.
Yeah, 48. Like 48 years old when he retired.
Shoot, what's his name? You said Cal Ripken.
Yeah, Cal Ripken Sr.
Who was the pitcher?
Rollie Fingers.
Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan was almost 50.
Yeah, Nolan Ryan.
He was throwing. Yeah. He was ill with it. So baseball has a longevity. It can be dangerous.
You might have arthritis.
Oh, you're going to have some arthritis.
But you're going to be able to walk.
Yeah.
So Kong said you got to use what you got, who you know, to get what you want. And I think that's a great point why our generation, my generation, Shanny generation, King's generation, who is my son, are all behind because we're not using nepotism enough.
No, we don't.
To get millions. I mean, I just don't have a problem with it. And like Brittany said, all these kids have fathers. You know what I mean? To get them exactly where they need to go. And that I think those things are more important than the nep. I hate to say I don't give a fuck, but I wish King had a dad that played tennis.
Well, now listen. Now here's the thing. I would rather my kid look at Bronny. Like Miles said, the boy had a heart attack. Mm-hmm. You got your mama arms, okay? You ain't got your daddy. You ain't got your daddy heart. You ain't got your daddy arms. You short like your mama. You're good. You're decent. But how about you just run my empire?
There you go.
Because I want to play.
Go play. Go play some rec ball. I will have all my homeboys is NBA players. They can come by the house and play with you all day long. But after that, take a shower, go upstairs, and go make some corporate moves. Because I'd rather him having an MBA instead of you being in the NBA.
But Beyonce kids look just like their daddy, but they up there singing with her, and they ain't cute. They get a chance to get up there, though.
How much talent do they have?
Blue Ivy is talented.
She's going into something, and then she's going to be 7 feet, because I just seen her up on stage the other day towering Beyonce.
Oh, wow. She done jumped it up, huh?
She's 13 years old.
Well, she wasn't a dad. He's dad tall.
You're right. I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying, and little Rumi.
Like 6'2".
That's not a bad. I mean, but if a female 6'2",
I will tell you one thing. I bet you one of them will be running the empire from behind.
Sir,
probably the boy. Probably the boy.
No, we definitely know one is not. Anyway,
which one is that?
He hasn't mentioned.
Oh, the one. The one that
his real son. His first one.
So we have somebody up here. What we say? Yamina said baseball players are better paid, and their bodies don't get broken down. G-A-Z. I'm sorry.
I would not even. That is a.
I was diagnosed with hypertension at 16. I started taking. I'm not familiar with this medication, and then you're talking about herpes and all that other stuff. That may be helpful for people on here. If people want to read that comment, that was too long for me. But thank you so much for that information. Because and that's another thing. They have created healthy men. Not trying to be funny, but that whole conditioning and training, regardless of where they go with it, you know what I'm saying, being under their dad's thumb, being protected, it's something that he didn't have. So he knows everything that you need to do to make sure that you aren't broken down at 50, 60 years old and can't live a life. Because like I said, they have the money. So Bronny want to play King is horrible. I mean, my son can't do nothing. You know what I mean? But if I got the money and he want to do it, he's gonna do it. Because I remember he's 13, so he'll get better. Yeah. But I remember being 13 and being good at a lot of stuff and didn't have the financial ability to do anything. And I think that's the one thing every parent wants to give their children.
What you was good at 13?
Speaking.
No, okay.
Talking shit. I was smart. Math, science. I was the president of my class. I was 13. I was in the 9th grade. I also lost my virginity, so I was good at doing it too. I can retire by now. It's been 35 years. It's about time to stop.
Is it? I've heard. I don't know how true this is.
Don't analyze my coochie.
No, I'm not saying.
I was on the question like.
I was about to say, shit.
Go ahead, Dorian. Go ahead.
No, I don't know.
I mean, look. What time is it this morning? Look,
go
this
ahead,
could be
Dorian.
9 p.m. I can go there now. But look, what I was going to say is, I hear that young ladies, once they get about the age of 12 and they start liking boys like math and science, y'all be masters at it early on, and then by the time y'all hit puberty or something, it's just done. It's a wrap. Y'all are terrible at numbers, math. It's like the digmatized thing pops off early, but it's almost like pre-menopause. It's ridiculous.
I can see how that could be a theory.
Because there's not a lot of females in STEM.
Well, and you know why? And I've always said that boys are naturally smarter than girls. You know what I mean?
Logical.
And maybe it's the logical part, because you don't have to be smart to finish your education.
No.
You just have to be determined, everything that you need to read, you know what I mean? But you don't have to work the system.
Basically. Yeah.
And that is something that women aren't good at, especially, not trying to be funny, when they're not trained by a father. You know, that some skills a girl can have when she's young and was trained by a father, but she's probably also not as promiscuous or trying to be boy crazy. You know what I mean? During that time, because she's also seeking that attention that most girls don't have when they're 11, 12, 13 years old. And that's speaking for myself as well. You know, from my experience, I don't know about anybody else, but I would say that was my experience. But on the same part, my mama told me at 5 years old that I had to go to college. So every year, all I knew was I had to go to college. I didn't find out until my senior year that you didn't have to go to college. But by that time, I had already been accepted to everyone. It was just a matter of having money and where we were going to go. So boys never stopped my education. You know what I'm saying? I did have to try hard. Now, I'm telling you, when I was 19, maybe boys did, because when I was 19, I flunked. I had a 0.9. Like, by the time...
Maybe a 5-7 year delay.
No, because I got to college at 17 and I couldn't do anything. So all I could do was study. And then I turned 18, so everybody was able to... Like, everybody was locking down. So by the time I was 19, my sophomore year, ooh, baby.
Uh-oh. Turn it loose. That's
Turn it loose. So are you saying the topic? Is that what you...
No, but don't worry about what I'm doing.
Oh, because we can see you.
No, you can't see me, you can hear me. You know, speaking of topics, let's go to the topic of the day, please. Topic of the day is, can a guy in a relationship control the side chick?
Can we change that to the male or female in a relationship control the side person?
Oh, I don't know. You need to talk to our producer.
I love you too.
I'm
just saying, because I have opinions on both sides.
Oh, really?
Oh, you been both before?
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, you are now.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I always believe Miles is somebody's side piece. You talk about your penis too much. You be throwing it out there like, I'm going to catch a fish today. Married or not married. I got that thing.
Don't do your arm like that.
Did it jiggle? Did you feel that?
It was on camera.
Cook. That means you can cook.
You know, you just look like Oprah.
No, I don't. Use a line of MF in half.
You get an Oprah arm.
Ain't no chicken wings right here. This is not a wing.
No, that's how I look. You was doing like this. Go side. See, look, it's going.
That ain't a wing, though.
Okay.
That ain't a wing. That's muscle.
That's
just a soft landing when your tits fall back on your arms when you're on your back.
My titties don't fall on my arm when I'm laying on my back. You don't know me. Where y'all get them from? Speaking for myself. Okay, so can a man or woman control the side person in a relationship? Dorian, you're in a relationship, right?
Yeah, but
can your side person control your relationship?
I don't have a side person.
Good. That was a good setup.
Yeah, I don't have a side person.
He did not fall for it.
No. I'm listening. I'm here.
So what do you think?
What do I think? Yeah, you can control. I mean, it depends on the person, the situation, how insecure this other person, the side person is. You know, how we gonna work it out?
Bro, everything? Okay. So, what I will say is this. We shall continue, Sandy? Okay. So, what I will say is this. The outside person do have the ability to control the relationship if that person is just done. Mm-hmm. If I'm with a woman and I got a side piece, she has the ability. If I'm willing to say the hell with my significant other is about, yeah, she can control that. She can be like, we going out tonight. Yeah, she.
I didn't take the question as that. I took it as, can you control me if I'm your side piece while you in your relationship? Because you the cheater.
I took it the opposite way.
So I've had several situations where I've been called by a man's wife.
Okay. Well, right.
Maybe a couple.
Okay.
And I remember the last time I got a call now, and she was livid. Mm-hmm. As she should be, you know what I mean? But like, I had to tell her, I'm not the cheater, your husband is. Mm-hmm. Your anger and everything is directed at the wrong person, and you just picked up my phone and called me.
You mean she picked up her phone?
Or she picked up her phone and called me, or whatever. You know, so y'all know what I meant. And he was upset with me because I admitted about the relationship. And what I told him was, when you decide to have a side piece, period, it is your job as the main person to protect that side person. Mm-hmm. Like, don't put me in a situation where somebody can get at me that I can't get to.
Right.
You know, so once she picked up her phone and she was able to contact me, then I'm in this alone. I'm the only person that's going to defend me and protect me. Right. You know what I mean? So you need to know exactly what's going on, and I'm here to tell you. Mm-hmm. You ain't got no control over what that person is doing. You know what I mean? And I've always been honest with somebody who claimed to be in a relationship and wanted to do something outside of their relationship. I am not the person that's going to keep your secrets. You shouldn't have committed. You shouldn't have committed yourself. And men, most of the time, will still run after a female after she says that.
Well, okay. Well, that's your perspective.
Shit, it's my truth.
Your truth. I say, and from my experience, being, I guess you could say both. Like you say, I've been the one that been like, look, take this man a burger, right? Mm-hmm. Here you go, an ounce. You know, I like to smoke. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm a polite side guy. I don't care if I had to. I've been. Look, I'm gonna help you keep your relationship. Like, stay with that nigga. Yeah. I don't want your baggage. It whatever, because really it's about, you know, in that situation we just cool hanging out. They talk some shit all day. You know, like they say, somebody you can pick up a phone, or maybe every now and then, you know, you bump into them and get a little throat, whatever.
A little what?
A little throat, you know. But for the most part, I feel like, yeah, the person that's in a relationship, yeah, you really controlling it. Because, yeah, like in that scenario, like you was just describing, you saw the chink in his armor. You ain't got your bitch in check? your main bitch should know what you are. That should be one of her attractions to you, that someone else wants you. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Who wants somebody
who don't
that
want
nobody else wants?
Me. Because I'm tired of worrying about it.
Well, see, listen, that's insecurity.
You call it what you want to.
It's insecurity.
Yeah, whatever.
Because the world is free. And what, a document or you actually sign a sacred pact of blood, or you making a blood oath like you're in the mob or something? No. You free to do whatever you like. Even in the world of laws and rules and everything, right? It's your body. Listen, no one, slavery, 14th Amendment, I can't say, all right, my wife can't go out here and do whatever she wants with her body. I can't keep her captive. If I did that, that's still kidnapping, right?
I have a question. Would you forgive your wife for cheating on you or having a relationship outside of your relationship?
I don't care.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to tell you why I don't care.
Okay.
Because, like I said before, I don't want to be with nobody. Well, no one should want to be with anybody that somebody else don't want her. And listen, and if you can crack that nut, you can lay dick all up you want to, but you can't get it all. It don't matter. She's still gonna bring that bread back to me. She's still gonna be loyal to me. It doesn't matter even if she go coast out here. Go ahead, coast. Do your thing. Just be safe. And like I was saying the other day, it's pay styles. Make sure that nigga pay a car note. I got a couple $100. Like, baby, I just got a couple. Who gave it? I ain't gonna ask for the look. Who asked where the money come from?
I would love for somebody to call in, especially a woman, because I think to the point of using guy and side chick, more guys are open and have had side women opposed to women doing the opposite, because it gives me a headache. Too many. No,
actually, I believe more women have side pieces than men do.
I just said I don't.
No, I said I do.
I mean, but you're not a girl.
You got a friend. You got friends.
How about this? I know I've been the side piece many a day.
I told you.
So listen what I'm trying to.
When I say it, you say it ain't right.
But that's not now. But I've been the side piece many a days, and I know. Listen, women are worse than men when it comes to things like that. Yep. However, men is just more stupid about it.
Okay.
Sloppy.
Yeah, sloppy as hell.
We don't pay attention to details.
Like allowing your girl to get your other girl's number.
That'd be it.
Like, I seen a video recently where the side chick pulled up at the wife's home. And that would be, I would never disrespect. Like, I feel like that's a violation.
First of all, that's how people get killed. And that's how people get killed.
Seriously.
Yeah, I thought, because they had like a young adult daughter who ran out the house behind her mama. You know what I mean? But I was looking at the neighborhood in the house, and these was black people, and she had a nice ass house. But old girl, like, I want all the gifts back that I gave your husband. And she's like, if you don't get the fuck off my property, like.
But that's after he died.
Did he die?
Yeah, he was dead. And she said, I just come to get back all the gifts I gave him. She said it in there. She said,
I didn't see that part.
And towards the end, she's like, you come. She said, you stinky bitch, you come here after my husband died, asked him for shit that you gave him, and you was fucking around with him.
The one I seen, she was like, you call Arthur.
Why are you such an Indian?
Like, no, that's right.
Lousy cunt. What the fuck? Go run play in traffic. What is wrong with you? How dare you come? It's a gift. Uncle Sam won't even tax you for a gift. But Jesus Christ.
But that's what she was saying in there. But no, you're right, because her daughter did come out right behind her.
Well, I didn't hear the death part. You know, I heard her say, you take that up with Arthur. Get the fuck off my property. Like,
but that's what she's pointed up.
You go up to heaven.
Exactly.
Go to heaven, go holler at that nigga. Right. Or hell,
But even with that being said, like, you mad that you didn't make it into the obituary as somebody's special friend, and you had to sit in the back.
That's what I'm talking about. It's ego, insecurity, all the whole mess of trying to side chick. Okay, what is side dude? Okay, just say you just want some dick outside, or you want some cooch outside, because that's just what you want.
What, Stanley?
It's It's a craving.
I don't know, because sometimes that actually turns into more than that.
Of course,
So
because people, it's all about self-control too. It's like, come on.
You didn't have any when you entered into it. That's where it left there.
You're human though.
I get it, but it left when you started.
So Rhea said if a person start dating someone they know is in a relationship, they automatically sign up to keep it cute and mute.
There you go.
It.
Now,
That's
if he
what I
lies
said.
and she believes she's the only one, the woman calls, then all bets are off. See, my thing is, I agree to that up until when she calls. I did not call her.
Yeah.
I didn't not stir up anything. Like, he was tacky.
Probably had no intention to.
No intentions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I have.
Because this is you and him, not you and her.
Right. And you take it up with your person.
Lock your phone up, nigga.
But
lock your phone. It's just real
or
simple
your
shit.
computer or whatever the hell.
But it's further beyond that.
No.
Y'all change up your whole routine. It's further beyond just the phone or the watch or whatever the case may be. It's y'all routines change. That's how people know.
Not
True
really.
that, but
he
look,
said true. I don't agree.
to the uninitiated, the people who are sloppy, don't know things, that think they could just get away with stuff. It's not like that. You have to watch how you moving. How you moving.
But the one thing I noticed with guys, like some of the guys I've had situationships with would talk to me while they were at work because I knew that they were in something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When your guy, and I'm speaking for myself, like if I'm in a relationship and now my guy stopped talking to me while he's at work.
Yeah, that's something wrong.
Who is he talking to?
Yeah.
Like you ain't
Now I gotta leave you
all of
forward.
a sudden you taking care of business and now you gotta call the courts and all this extra shit. You know, you got all that to do now at work. Mm-hmm. But you didn't have all
prior
that to do 2 months ago.
That's phone bone in 2 hours with me at the job. I can hear. I know who you're talking to.
That's the routine. That's the routine that's being broke right there. Because now she's like,
So-
who you talking to?
But see, if you talking about that, I understand that.
But no,
Because-
it's that, and then further beyond that, the routine just be off. Now you coming in later.
Well-
Like
call
Blake
me
said,
at night.
now you not answering the phone. Now you doing this. Now you doing that. Now it's good night at 9 o'clock.
Well,
It's
see,
like
I had somebody accusing me of that, but they didn't realize that at this particular time in my life, my business was elevating, right? So no, I couldn't just leave the office
it's
at
harder
10.
for entrepreneurs.
I couldn't
That's how I'm
leave.
gonna clock that.
Right, I'm not. You can't really. You can't clock that till you turn into cocoa. But what I'm trying to say is, I changed so much because I had to. So I had to be at. Well, you normally leave at 7:30. I said I'm leaving at 6 today because I'd rather get this stuff done early because I got a client picking up this stuff at 10. They're like, so why? I said because if I leave at my normal time, I won't be able to have my proofread.
I have a question for you, Cal. Too.
So things change. Go ahead.
You have a question
for Cal.
Where's the question?
I have a question. So my question for Cal is, he said that he wouldn't be one willingly, so you would be okay with being one if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Because some people feel like, hey, if it's gonna happen, I'd rather know.
Right.
But you said you won't willingly be, so you will.
So he won't willingly be a side piece. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he said he wouldn't willingly be.
You'd
but
be
that's
surprised.
the thing. Just even if you don't want to participate, you might be.
You know what? I'm with Cal, but I would never
willingly be one
unless he only gives me head. And that's the only send me flowers, give me head, and send me lunch money. Yeah. We'll have nothing to talk about.
Because sometimes you have to have an agreement.
First of all, let me explain something.
I sure miss him.
He did.
No, but I don't need a side piece right now.
Yes, we don't.
I don't believe in cheating.
Yeah.
But you accept the cheating of another man with you.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
How
don't make no
sense?
sense.
Because here's the thing, that's just her saying that cheating is not the end all be all for her.
That's not why I'm saying that. I'm saying this: if you are a person who's participating in the act of,
she says she's not.
No, you did. She did. She said she'll cheat with a nigga. That's what she said.
As long as she getting some face and some
take
flowers
the face, flowers, and food money out of it.
Lunch money.
I believe that I am single.
Do what the fuck you like.
I do what the fuck I like.
There you go.
When I decide to commit myself to somebody, I didn't have to commit myself to somebody and go out and get side pieces and stuff. That's all I mean. Like I'm loyal to my word. Like it was no need for me to give my word. And I think I've told people, you're a shitty person for chasing me. You know what I mean? Like, what if your wife found out on Valentine's Day you sent me $100 worth of roses? Like, if I was your girl or your wife, that would be so hurtful because women care about your money. And all a man knows who's cheating on a woman, that he has to spend money on that side chick. So just like men be concerned, some men, not you, about women giving up the coochie or whatever.
How terrible I am. Believe me, I got a story.
A lot of men care about women giving their private away to other men. That's their money. That's the equivalent to a man's money. But men know for sure you got to give time and attention for you to be out there cheating. Where women, we don't even have to give a guy time and attention. We can treat a guy like a dog. Actually, they will pay us for treating them like a dog.
No,
they will. Trust me, some of them like it.
I mean, that's
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, man.
How are you, Cal?
Say, man.
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Hi.
What's going on, Gal?
She asked you a question.
Look. Good morning.
Yeah, I was trying to get some clarity to my comment. No, I was saying the problem being
you gonna drop
it
off
could be
breakfast
anything somebody could say. Huh?
I said you're gonna drop off breakfast one morning because you'll be special.
Oh yeah, for sure, it's coming.
I'm like, is he chilling?
It's coming. But the thing being, anybody could tell anybody anything. Anybody could say, I could tell Lake, hey, I'm getting a divorce, and I want to, be this and that and that. But then my old lady can be up the street, with a thing in her hand, ready to take Lake out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I said willingly, because you never know what the case is. Somebody could say, oh yeah, I want it to be this situation, but it's really that though.
Yeah.
So you got to take it. You got to always approach them type of situations with with full lenses on. You can't go in there blind like that.
I totally agree with that. And people will,
because you could be on first 48 or something.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, a person, you supposed to commit yourself to your best friend or your partner, right? And that's the one person that doesn't know that they're being clowned in these streets or being cheated on. So when they do blank out, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling her the truth. Like, he came after me. Like, you go after him. I'm gonna give you all the ammunition you need to go after the corporate.
Then even participating in it. It could be now it's like, hey, guess what I just did? I just caused she could just flash out that day, and then guess what? Now I'm involved.
But
that's true.
Or he could just flash out that day, and then guess what? Now I'm gone, or he gone. Somebody gone as a result.
So what I'm asking is this though: where's the responsibility or accountability of the women who say, yeah, check him. However, you don't see what type of shitty dude you fucking with.
That's my question as well.
You don't see what type of person you dealing. A person who lets his woman finds out that he's having a relationship with you, and knowing him, it's like you fall in love with Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right? So when the backlash come back on you, for the female, where's the accountability on her end on the fucking first red flag?
I'll tell you this: the first two times two times it happened to me, once their woman called me, I was out. I never talked to that man again. It wasn't necessary because I didn't feel protected. I felt like I was out here on the street until everybody else. The crash out is getting worse and worse. So we're talking about 20 years ago. So I wasn't quite.
I was going to say differently now. This younger generation, these crashing out. These young girls. I am you don't do what we were doing. No, sir.
It's a different ballgame.
Emotionally unstable. I don't know what kind of narcotics y'all are on.
All of them.
All of them. I don't know what you're huffing. I don't know if your mama didn't wanted to smoke weed with you. There was some super kush and it got you thinking something else. I don't know. So no, don't do what we was. Listen, these are what we call old tales. Because I'm a certain age.
Yes.
Have I slept with married women? Yes. Have I been in relationships and just went out here and that's the last thing we was doing. Now look, and if I did fall asleep, it was a huge mistake, and I got up boogieing about the dope. Like,
no. For me, check out us at 11. Lay down.
And I can tell by the anger that a woman had on the other phone, like this is not something that I want to continue on. Now, I done gassed the like sometimes I like it. It used to be really bad. It used to be really bad when I was in my 20s. Like, you talking to me like, hell, fuck yeah, come over here at 117-893 Hoover.
Wow.
That's where I'm at. Come find me.
Okay.
I'm sitting on my porch. But then now, that was 20 years ago.
Right.
I'm not that person anymore. I don't even want the possibility of somebody's woman calling me. I don't. It's not an option for me anymore.
Knock your phones up. What is?
You don't think that people don't be knowing people's passwords? Y'all be around this person very frequently. All you gotta do is pay
Change it
attention.
up. I don't do share locations.
No, because now why you changing your password?
First of all,
so you changing up your routine.
Here's the thing. If you not making or paying for this phone,
we on the same plan.
Don't touch it. Sorry
Sorry
to hear that.
So y'all not on the same plan?
No.
Dorian, why? It's a family plan. This wild work to me. I never heard of a married couple not being on the same phone plan.
First of all,
I had my phone before.
There's a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of things in life that y'all should not share.
So you're not sharing location?
I'm not sharing location. I'm not sharing my phone bill. I'm not sharing a bank account.
That's wild work. Now I feel like you should have your own separate, but I feel like you should have a joint one together.
No. Listen to it.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to tell you. I have watched hundreds of years of marriages. I know how they work, how they don't work. What's good for you is to give 80%. That's it.
Okay.
Say that other 20% for yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Because when you give 100,
you feel like you start to resent
110.
That's true.
Listen,
Do you like you start to
and then
resent?
guess what? You poured all yourself into this one person. They can't cheat. They can't do this. You are free with me. You do whatever the hell you like. But remember, listen, I ain't gonna.
Do you want to know?
I ain't gonna never change the locks. You can always come back in. You just better know how to come in correct. That's the same with me. I couldn't. If I'm doing some dirt out in the street, you thought I was coming home empty-handed?
Right.
No, that's not how.
So you feel like you bringing this back to the house? So you good?
And it's all about respect. It's all about respect, and then you have to have your individual, because that's that 20%.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you giving I see so many people that wearing the same outfits, doing. Look, listen. And see when it don't work out the way you don't want it to work. Black folk, we get into our attitudes and whatever. It would be a spark of. Then you gonna go stomping away, and you giving your all. Don't give your all. That's the real secret. You say 20% for yourself.
I get what you're saying, and I agree with that. But why would you not go into something wanting to give it?
And trust is something
your
has
best foot forward.
But trust has to be earned, and I trust you to not fuck up.
Well, yeah, but you gotta trust the person to a certain extent to agree that y'all want to take it to a relationship.
I'll tell you one thing that I learned, and I didn't know people could still do this. You can check if somebody's on your phone line. You can still get their phone records.
You can.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Oh,
I'm like, so this what we doing now? We getting people phone records?
Oh yeah. You want that call a little too long? It's a thing. It's a thing. Because they put the minutes next to the number and the date.
Are you printing that?
Not that I know.
But why do you even care? If my wife, first of all. I have relationships with my clients as far as we have a business, but we good, right? Okay. There's only one woman that my wealthiest client want to meet, and there's one woman that my wife want to meet. and I'll never let her meet. Why? Because you're going to mess up business. 2,
but you told her.
Listen, the only woman she would ever call in fear or would ever be somewhat insecure about is her.
And that's why you would not let them
because guess what? Me doing business with her pays her for a whole lot. And she know it. And she like, oh, what kind of relationship?
So because
she tell you all her personal business.
So because you brought it as like a transaction and not just solely a benefit for you, she's able to see it from a different dynamic.
See it from a different skin. Your insecurities.
Y'all mean to say you better not come home with a wet penis and no chicken.
Okay,
damn right.
She said so. Okay,
right. Yeah, don't come up in there and listen. Don't come in with no empty purse and no wet cooch.
Yeah, and I agree with y'all. Now I would share locations with my dude.
That's why I said
I don't see there's nothing wrong with that.
There was a time when I was dealing with a young lady who was married and she had regrets about who she married, and I'm like, listen, because all the women that I've ever dealt with, it was a lot of love. Right?
For their spouse or person.
No. For them, for me.
Okay.
So that's why listen, none of those were ever there. And they were, and how I got to where I'm at now, they were like, wow, you did that?